everybody. Welcome to Making It, a weekly podcast about how to build a great business, produced by Enterprise, your 6 a.m. briefing on finance, business, and economics in Egypt. This season is brought to you by CIB, the partner of choice for CEOs and leaders of businesses at all stages of their growth stories. By the United States Agency for International Development, which has a 40-year history of inspiring Egyptian success in partnership with the government and the people of Egypt. And by EFG Hermes, the leading financial services corporation in frontier emerging markets, helping businesses realize their full growth potential. Your host today is Hisham, Enterprise's executive editor.
Marriages are not easy, especially with a full house. Launching a hot tech startup isn't easy, especially in Egypt, where the fight over VC funding, talent, and the struggle of getting high-speed internet are tough. Now imagine having to do both with the same partner in a world where divorces are now the norm and most tech startups end up failing in their first few years of business. Among the great tired Silicon Valley cliches are cult-like founders trying to foster loyalty from employees and partners under the guise of a family. Well, what if that was taken literally? What if your work husband or wife is really your husband or wife? What if the stakes of failing forward impacts the people you love the most, especially when you're banking on a tech startup in Egypt making it? Luckily, we have with us two people here who know exactly how to answer that. Abeer Sisi and Karim Sahy are the husband and wife duo behind Elves, the app that connects people with personal assistants that'll book your flights, get you flowers on Valentine's Day, or recommend a good restaurant nearby. You name it, they'll do it. Karim, who is the CEO, and Abeer, who goes by the title of head elf, and not as popular legend would have it, Santa Claus, co-founded Elves in 2016, and they now have 650,000 users. The company shot to fame after closing a $2 million seed funding round back in December 2017, the largest seed round in the region's history at the time. As their business grows, so too does their family. The couple met up with us only a few days before welcoming their third child to the world. Quick disclaimer, this episode has one bad word for you shy listeners to look out for, so we hope your little ones took the school bus this morning. Yeah, this was stressful getting you guys here with a baby on board. Yeah,
it's always fun.
Our third guest here. I'll read it to our listeners. By the time you're hearing this, by the time this podcast episode airs, they are going to be the proud parents of a third
boy.
Yeah. Any names picked out?
Yes.
Nothing yet.
I guess not.
Oh, no. Well, you have time.
We have time.
You have time.
Yes, we have until after tomorrow. So
really?
Yes.
How long does it take them to remember names? Like when, because you can really give yourself a little space there, you know?
I'm planning to just get to know the character of the baby and then figure a name then.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Is that how you done with your previous kids?
No.
Got to know them first?
The first one was challenging. The second one was easy.
What are their names, if you don't mind us asking?
Zayn and Alex.
Zayn and Alex. Beautiful names. Beautiful names.
Thank you.
Can we talk about your guys' childhood for a little bit? Because that's something that we want to do here on the show, is ask you guys about your favorite toys and your favorite games growing up. Give us a little idea about who you guys are and how that may or may not have helped you guys build this great business.
I've been playing Civilization since I can remember.
Yes, me too. Civ?
Yeah.
Civ?
Like from one.
No way.
From the absolute
I got
beginning.
started with 3. Civ 3.
Actually, some of the design in our current console, where like the elves used to chat with the users, is built on some of the ideas out of their like lenses and stuff, where you can see different things in different colors so that you can understand. You can have some things more.
The colored tiles I could Civ. That's amazing. I didn't know that.
The same colors, yeah.
It's my favorite video game. Yeah. I got it secretly on the office laptop. Don't tell anyone.
Oh no, in my office it's very obvious. Like,
yeah,
like we'll be like screencasting and it's playing in the background.
How did that help beyond the visual inspiration?
Tactics, originality. I don't know. I just kind of always been sucked into it, and building blocks a lot. I ended up being an architect, so I was kind of a bookworm, especially when I was younger.
Me too. I actually was. What about you, Abeer?
I was the girl in the family that fixes everything at home. So yeah, anything that was busted, my dad would just choose to outsource that to me instead of taking it somewhere to be fixed. And I enjoyed that. Like I didn't want to use electronics without understanding how it actually works. So I'd open things apart and then put it together.
What was your favorite thing to have pulled apart and like played with?
A radio.
Electronics?
Yeah, radios.
Nothing as complex
The
as
washer.
a computer?
No, nothing as complex as a computer, no.
Nice. And what do you get for your kids? Do you put a lot of thought into that?
We do. A lot of things around coding. I think that's kind of central. Both physical and on their iPads and stuff like that.
Are they taking to it?
One of them is.
Yeah.
One more
It
than
takes
another.
time, yeah. I think it needs a lot of patience.
Yeah.
And they're getting there.
You guys planning on
Legos.
hiring them?
Eventually, yeah.
So let's get down to business. For those of our listeners who don't know elves, we recommend you get an internet connection immediately. But some of you we like, so we'll save you the time to go Google this. So how about in your own words, you tell us about elves and what it is you do?
In a nutshell,
In a nutshell or not? No, go for it.
elves to me, I'm one of the heaviest users as well of elves, and again, it's just my personal assistant. It does everything for me. I have my travel planners, I have my personal shoppers, I have the people that pay my bill, so they do everything. And currently, with my status, busy mom, pregnant mom, so it's always I don't have time to do anything for the kids at the moment or run around doing errands. And I just outsource my to-do list to them, and they take care of the whole thing for me.
How do they do that?
Well, we have a kind of complex operational background, and everything is split. So you have the elves that chat with you, and then you have the elves that either go and do the shopping for you. And then you have the purchasing departments. So we have several different departments that each one takes care of part of it.
Right. And just so we're clear, these are not little people from the North Pole that you guys outsource.
They're not.
The idea is we're trying to build a better Siri. If you think about Siri or Alexa or any of these digital assistants, they're going to be very, very important in the future. What they'll call skills, right? So Alexa has like 20,000 skills. I can say, hey, Siri, what's the weather like outside? Right? Hold on, actually.
It's currently partly cloudy and 31 degrees in
That is awesome. This was unscripted, ladies and gentlemen.
Siri are building this. They're kind of anticipating what a user would ask for, and they're developing a script that will eventually, with an API, execute through like weather.com. So that's useful. I'm able to find out what the weather's like outside, right? And that's a skill. It breaks down quickly because there's not a whole lot they can do, right? Even 20,000 isn't a very big number.
I'm not a fan.
Well, yeah, because they're not there yet. The idea of having sort of like a Jarvis like 10 years from now that can do anything and execute on anything is going to be profound. It's going to be probably the biggest game changer since computers. As you're building towards these skills, there are a lot of different methods. And we kind of built one that's unique in the sense that it's being generated, right? So these skills are being generated instead of them being kind of like foreseen and kind of built out. They're generated by having the machine observe two humans, one the user and the other the elf, and begin trying to replicate for the next user what the elf did for the first user. So the elf will go out of their way and do whatever it takes to get your request done. If it's, picking up dog food, if it's changing your flight, whatever it is, right? Ordering a London cab is really popular here. And then over time, the machine starts to interject from the elf side. And, with basic machine learning, you have like a confidence rating, right? So the more often it gets something right and a human kind of agrees or tells it that it got it right, the higher the confidence rating. And once the confidence rating on like sentence hits like 98, 99%, it starts to go automatically and the human doesn't need to get involved until the next question. And you end up with, we're at about 60,000 skills now.
Wow.
Right. And you think about, that rate of increase. That's really what matters. But if you can get to a place where you have millions of skills, that's really AI, right? I mean, it's not sentient AI, but the odds of...
I think they call it in the dark arts of tech machine learning.
Yeah. So it's all built on machine learning,
right.
Just positive and negative affirmation that the computer got it right. And it's like a human in the loop assisted AI kind of thing where the human's saying, yes, right? They got it right, or no, they got it wrong. And the human can go and write whatever they want. And that's also saved as an alternate for future.
Tell us a little bit about the origins of elves. What was the reason behind finding it? What was the inspiration?
The first one we did, this was back in college, studying architecture. I was working on my thesis and I had a full-time job at an architectural firm. And I started outsourcing my job to some people I'd met in Egypt while I was here. And it was great for a while. And I tried to scale that, built this platform around, that lets architects in the US collaborate with architects in Egypt. And it was fine. It wasn't like big. But at one point, I hired a couple of call center guys here in Cairo to do like lead generation and sales for me, or appointment setting, so I can go meet architects while I'm there. The folks that we were trying to sell to were a lot more impressed with the call center people and wanted to hire them to do lead gen and appointment setting for them. We were early 20s. We ended up with several hundred employees inside of a year. It was kind of a crazy time.
Oh, wow.
And also at that time, Abeer always handles the people, right? So she, has hired maybe a couple thousand people or so.
Yeah.
And
Can I ask you about that? Like, how tough was it to scale up something like this? Because if you hired that many people in such a short amount of time, how'd you manage to like get the business functioning efficiently?
It's always a challenge, but I think going through a rigorous recruitment cycle is always very important. Knowing what you want, knowing what the clients want, and then going in day in and day out just to make sure that you have the right clientele for it. And again, back then, there's a lot of young people, undergrads, that would want these jobs. And it was easy to hire for that because we worked around the clock, worked mainly with the US and Australia as well.
We got comfortable building large teams. Picking up that ability or lack of fear building a large team was kind of central in how we decided to do Elves.
One of the reasons why we made this podcast is originally part of us here at Enterprise. One of our challenges is scaling up. How do you grow a business that requires such a specific skill set and talents that are kind of not easily readily available?
Do whatever you have to do to get the right people.
Whatever you have to do.
Whatever you have to do. It's all about the right people. Build the right team and the rest kind of falls into place.
Do you guys dedicate a lot of time and money into training?
Yes.
I assume. And
training and recruitment.
how brutal are you at like cutting, dead weight?
I'd like to be more brutal, but it's not brutal enough.
That's her domain. I'm not.
So you guys have like a mix of, coders and non-coders. Do you guys hire people to liaise directly with customers or non-coding people on staff? Or is it primarily just techies?
So we got the elves, and the elves are customer facing.
Right.
And we handle the tech team handles us more like the elves are their clients. So they report the bugs, they report any new features that they prefer to have. So they're always relaying anything that the customer mentions about the app or any new technology back to the tech team, and then they take it from there.
Yeah.
Our elves are quite diverse. So we've got some doctors on the floor, we've got mechanical engineers, we've got undergrads, we've got people from marketing backgrounds and finance backgrounds.
Does that make it easier to hire?
It does, because
You're not constrained.
you're not constrained, and you're not looking for someone that has a specific kind of background. You're looking for a specific characteristic. Right? Someone that's got the empathy, someone that's got resourcefulness and
Intelligence.
Intelligence, yeah. So you're looking for certain qualities in a specific person, not a specific background.
How do you spot that in an interview?
So we'll do like Facebook ads for employment. Like we don't use any
Recruitment agencies.
Yeah. So like she highlighted the three important things for us for recruitment: empathy, intelligence, and resourcefulness. And you can use Facebook to create a cohort of that, right? So for empathy, we'll only target those ads to people that have worked in like a nonprofit or something indirectly and stuff like that. It's a little bit more expensive to do, but the results are much, much better.
Making It is brought to you in association with USAID. For 40 years, the American people, through USAID, have invested over $30 billion to inspire Egyptian success in partnership with the government and the people of Egypt.
So more on the business side of things, how are you guys generating revenue?
So with every transaction that you're doing on Elves, right, as diverse as it is, when the Elf understands what it is you want, they generate a checkout link for you and you're paying them. It goes through Stripe. It's a US company, right? So it's very secure. And we start watching where the transactions are going. So when we start off, we're not making money from anything. You're never, as a user, you're never paying a single penny more than you would if you'd have gone direct. And then we start looking at where the volume's going. We start building deals with those companies. My partner, Ahmed Kassem, and I will look at transactions for the month, and we'll look at the top three. and we'll go pursue deals with them. So, for example, up until maybe about a year ago, every hotel we sold was the same rate as anything you'd find online, and we wouldn't make any money. We signed a deal with Booking, and now we can make up to 30% of the money that's going through us.
Mostly B2B is how you're...
Yeah, so we make all the money from that side.
Right.
So the user's never paying a single penny. The whole point here is not to build some concierge service where
You pay a premium or
you
anything
pay a
like
premium
that.
or anything like that. This is completely democratized. It's for everybody. The idea is to build a better Siri for everybody, and that can't come with a membership fee.
And then a lot of times the elves actually don't know who our partners are. So they don't give you the recommendation based on, okay, we'll make more revenue out of this vendor versus that one. So they don't know. So like we're partnering with a bunch of florists or airlines or anything like that. So they would give you the best suggestion that works for the user. It's very customized.
She's insanely customer focused. So it's on us, me and Ahmed, to go figure out where the deals we need to get are.
So I have to ask this. How important is data then to your business model?
It's super important.
It's super important. I imagine, yeah.
Data's a really important thing. And with any tech startup, data is central. It's how they behave that matters. So when we look at stuff now, it's like awesome. Like now we look at it and all of the right things, like the intent of the user, the stores that the user wants to use, they're all like highlighted immediately, and it gives us like a confidence rating. And it's really, really cool. But this is like still very new. It had to have a significant amount of data, and we're still not even near scratching the surface.
How are you guys ensuring that my data will be protected?
Well, that's what I meant by it's how we conduct ourselves.
Right.
You know, so the idea of like trading data or selling data, that's still ridiculously commonplace. We never do that. Anybody that even enters the office signs an NDA just to because if they're in the presence of somebody that's working.
So, okay, is it safe to say that under no circumstances would you see yourself going to an advertising model in a sense where you would use user data?
Not while I'm CEO.
That's
Absolutely
good. That's
not.
very reassuring. Where's growth for you? What is growth for you? Customer base, venues, countries.
It's all about building, that Jarvis, that better Siri.
Right.
Everything kind of has to support that. So we need to make money. So the deals have to happen. But it's
so it's the tech. It's bettering the tech.
Tech.
It's the tech and the data coming into it and making that feasible.
It's having Elves as a one-stop shop for everything. You know what I mean? Where you just go in and no matter where you are globally, you can buy your flights, check in your hotel, and pay your bills and send your wife flowers, and combining all these apps together into one place.
If you yourself or your assistant could accomplish a task using phone and internet, Elves can do it better. Right? It's not about getting you into like some exclusive club. It's not like that.
Can we talk about funding? You guys broke records with that.
We've upped our seed round from $2.5 to $4.5 million. It's not fully closed yet. So if there are any listeners, find Ahmed Kassem. Yeah, so we closed 2.5. We're working with a VC firm for another mil and change, and we're raising another mil. And then we're going to try to go raise a Series A. We're going to start around February, try to raise 10 out of 50. Somewhere in that range.
Wow. And where is that funding going to?
In the past, it's all been around the tech, right? So the engineers are quite expensive.
Marketing?
So going forward, it's going to be around marketing. We haven't started marketing yet. We have, I think, around 16 engineers. And these are like some very heavy hitters, right? Both in terms of stack. They're amazing people, but they're rare. And we're competing with Amsterdam and Germany, right?
Sweden.
Yeah.
We've lost some pretty smart guys to Sweden.
Well, I don't know how smart they are if they're going that somewhere that cold.
I hope they're listening to this. I hope they're listening
but yeah,
to this and they
it's hard
feel
to
burned.
compete with like Amsterdam, right? Where you're 23 years old and you can go 3 weeks later, you're in Amsterdam. But our salaries are competitive with that. But the rest of the story is harder to sell. So yeah, in the past, it's all about engineering. Going forward, it's going to be more around marketing.
All right. So I'm going to ask a question that could be a little controversial. Do you ever see a world where the tech and AI is just so good that you don't need the humans anymore?
No.
The bots take over completely.
Not in the way we have it set up. I think Katie maybe can touch on that point a little bit with all the new bots that they're building through the app. The Elves are always going to be there because you're always going to get asked certain questions that the bot's not familiar with. No machine learning has been through it.
Exactly.
Right? So you have the front facing, which is always going to be the elf. And then they filter these questions and then they send things, whether it goes through the flow of the bot or anything like that. But they get to see the questions that have not been recorded before.
So they're always working on the long tail of creating new skills. What's interesting, though, is we have around the same number of elves today as we did 6 months ago, even though we've quadrupled our user base. Our primary metric is concurrency. How many elves does it take to handle how many live concurrent users? Right now, that ratio, well, it was 125 and it's gone higher. So each person is able to deal with up to 25 people at the same time. That's the only way you make something like this scale, right? Now, as that concurrency goes to like 1 to 100, you think of the applications, right? Where you're able to use one agent. Think about like a telecom, right? You're able to use one agent for every 100 users.
That's right, yeah.
Right? I mean, that's a huge game changer, right? That's what we look at the most.
Right. I was wondering if we can shift a moment and put the spotlight back to you guys. Just let us know how you guys met, because part of the appeal of bringing you both over here is you guys are built family businesses.
Yes,
and
we are.
tell us a little bit about yourselves, how you guys met.
The censored version or the real one? Well, we met back in college.
Okay.
He was visiting Egypt for a year. He was born in Atlanta, Georgia, and he went to college in Savannah. And there's this year that he visited Egypt, and I'm an engineer, and so is he. And we met first year of college. And my mom looks at me during application process. She's like, this guy looks really big and looks really angry. You got to stay away from that.
For context, I was going through a phase where I would just wear black. My hair was like down to here. Scary looking dude.
He was, yeah. And then we had a bunch of common friends, and
yeah,
Did the romance start first, or the professional? Like, did you guys work together first?
No,
and then
no.
that kind of evolved?
professional doesn't matter too much.
no, we've been together for about 20 years now.
Like since we were teenagers.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
that's way back.
How's that dynamic been, working together and being together for a while? Probably helped being together for 20 years,
It
right?
did definitely help. And a lot of people ask how challenging it is to be working with your partner and how things take place. I think it's been quite interesting. There's a lot of understanding whenever we've got meetings or business trips or anything like that. He knows what I'm going through. I know what he's going through. So there's a lot of understanding of what's going on and what's taking place. And we're in it together. So that makes things a bit more easy.
We also have very separate roles. Like the divide is very clear. So that makes it easier as well. Like the understanding is really, really important. Like, for example, I have to leave just like 4 days after we give birth.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that wouldn't go down very easily. But since she's my co-founder, she understands the magnitude. It's helpful.
I guess working/living with your best friend helps a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. Business trips are fun.
Would you recommend it to everybody? If a couple came up to you guys now and were like, we're thinking of starting a business
Absolutely.
together.
Yeah.
Would you
I mean,
recommend
if the
it?
foundation's good, yeah. I almost exclusively work with people that are very close to me. Like Ahmed Kassem's one of my best friends first. Khan, a friend, a mentor, our earliest investor until he like convinced him to hop on board as COO back in January. Delilah and Zuhairi Bardo. Like, I mean, we hang out together when we're not at work, working with people that it's very close. For, you know, you get rid of any like side issues like trust and like survivability and a lot of that. And that's foundational. That's really important. So I highly recommend, and I worked with my brother at the first company.
And it makes
I
it
highly
fun.
recommend.
So we spend a lot of hours together and you might as well enjoy it.
Right. If you don't like hanging out with the guy, you're
That's a
probably not
problem.
gonna like
Absolutely.
working with the guy.
Yeah.
If the conflicts happen, whether it's at work or it's in the home, do they bleed into each other? Like, how do you guys keep that kind of like separate?
We've been very lucky with that. I don't think we've ever had any
And we've also gotten
issues.
And it's not
better.
just with you guys, because you guys
Yeah,
say
yeah.
you guys work with a lot of your friends
Yeah.
and a lot of your family.
As he mentioned, Karim, I think with a proper foundation, you kind of have the understanding of what needs to stop where, you know, and it's...
Does that automatically compute with other people? Because like I find like some people, they just can't, you know, especially if you're working hard and dedicating a lot of your personal time.
Yeah.
A lot of people find it hard to like separate when the personal and when the
If
work.
that ever did happen, we laugh about it. There's a lot of
Yeah.
times where...
We've gotten better with
Yeah.
experience. I mean, we fight all the time.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, right? All of us. But like there are certain like rules and limitations kind of that are built into it that make it healthy.
Like what? What are rules that you guys have in place?
We never go to sleep upset, regardless.
Never
I mean,
go to bed
that's
angry.
me and her.
Yeah.
Like, right?
And a lot of times when we've had a bad day, he could head home before I do, or I head home before he does. So we have the hour ride of kind of, disconnecting work from home. So we kind of have some of these guidelines to make sure that, it's split and this doesn't go into that or other way around.
Do you guys, how much do you guys value alone time? Being constantly like together at work and then at home? Like, is there times where,
I don't like alone time.
Me neither. Like an hour or so every once in a while is good, but I get bored quick. Like,
I mean, you play Civ. That's like a good chunk of your day.
Right.
That's his morning ritual.
That's my morning ritual. Yeah.
He goes into his office.
But Civ is a really long game, so you have it like on in the background a lot. Right. So, like I'm in the office and like things are slow. Scroll over.
Next turn. Always hit next turn. To kind of like wrap it all up, me as an investor, why would I buy a share in your company?
We've been very lucky with investors. We have a ton of great investors. We have almost 70 investors. It's not easy to raise that kind of money here. I mean, it's better now. It's much better now, right? But it's still not that easy. You have to kind of go out on a limb and try to, make things happen. I think everything we're doing is invention. So this doesn't exist. This isn't a localization of something that's worked before, right? With all respect, of course, to like all the startups that are doing that, that's great. Still super hard, but we don't have a roadmap, right? So this isn't, Karim versus Uber. This isn't something that, you've seen the playing field and you know the playbook.
You're building it as you go along.
Yeah, we're making shit up and hoping for the best in a lot of cases. But if this works, this is huge. This is be something in the hands of potentially billions of people. Like, I mean, imagine a Jarvis that can do anything. Like, this is like some Iron Man stuff. Like, this is real. And I think if you're investing in venture, those outliers are the ones that kind of matter, right? If you look at it as like a stack, it's a risky investment. It's always going to be a risky investment. So the hope has to be that it is anywhere from a 10 to 100 to maybe even 1,000x return, right? Anything less than that, your portfolio doesn't work. So with that in mind, Elves is the kind of place where if it works, it'll change the world.
A little more conceptual question here. What company, Abeer, do you admire?
An Egyptian one or?
No, anywhere, any company. Like what business would you say you draw inspiration from?
They like Apple. Yeah.
Apple? What about you, Karim?
Probably SpaceX.
You're an Elon Musk guy.
Yes.
Oh, me too.
No, but really, I mean, pushing the boundaries, modern day exploration, and there's not a lot of frontier left.
Khalas, yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
We were born too late after Columbus and like not soon enough to when we were actually like
on the
out
contrary,
there.
So? This is exactly
you think it's
Columbus.
Gonna happen? Like people will like in our lifetimes.
That's exactly what they said.
See someone going to Mars
2 or 3 years before Columbus set off.
Oh,
that's what they were saying.
Right. Well, I'd like to do that, go to space, but I'm not too optimistic.
No, it'll definitely happen in your lifetime.
I don't know I'd have enough money.
Yeah,
that's the challenge.
And it's also probably going to be a one-way ticket, so that might not be as interesting. The first batch.
Well, thank you guys so much for stopping by, and Alf Mabruk.
Thank you, Jim. Thanks a lot.
And please let us know what you've decided to name him.
Will do.
2 days later, Karim and Abeer welcomed their little bundle of joy, little baby Gabriel. And on behalf of everyone here at Enterprise, we'd like to wish them congratulations.
We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you want to comment or maybe suggest a guest, send us an email at makingit@enterprise.press. That's makingit@enterprise.press. Making It is produced by Enterprise, your morning briefing on business, finance, and economics in Egypt. Subscribe today for free at enterprise.press. Did you like today's episode? Subscribe on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, or wherever else you get your shows. Did you love today's episode? Like us or give us a 5-star rating and a review to help others discover us. Next week's episode will be out on Friday at 8 a.m. This season is brought to you by CIB, USAID, and EFG Hermes. And that's how we're making it.